Good morning, students. Welcome to video class. So, this is B. Mohan Teja, lecturer in English, K.B.N College, Autonomous, Vijayawada. And today we are going to discuss a short story in second semester English. The short story name is The Night Train at Deoli. The Night Train at Deoli is a short story written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is a famous Indian author. Ruskin Bond has authored more than 500 stories, essays, and novels, which includes 69 books for children, especially for children. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award. He was also awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. He lives in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. The short story, The Night Train at Deoli, is a wonderful short story. It has some important characters like narrator, basket selling girl, grandmother, station master, and tea stall owner. These are the very famous and important characters in this short story. First of all, we would like to discuss the narrator. Who is narrator? Who is this narrator? And what's his role in this short story? So about the narrator. In this slide, you will know about the narrator very briefly. The narrator was 18 years old boy, used to study in Delhi. Every year after completion of his exams, he used to go to Dehra and visit his grandmother. She used to live in Dehradun. That's why he used to go to Dehra every year in his vacation. And he spends 2 months vacation at his grandmother's house from May to June. So this character, narrator, doesn't have any personal name. And in this short story, we will know about how he falls in love and how he spent his rest of his journey after failing in love is narrated very well. Next one. In this short story, we have another character that is basket selling girl. So usually we all know that usually any basket selling girl may not be a good means a beautiful one, but some people are very beautiful. So the next character, basket selling girl, this character plays a very important role in this short story. One day, this girl, the basket selling girl, also sees the narrator at Deoli station and falls in love with him. And suddenly she left from his life. How? That is very important. Next one, before we commence the main plot, just we need to discuss about this character, basket selling girl. This character also doesn't have any particular name. She is a very beautiful girl and she used to sell baskets at Deoli station. And why was she that much important in this short story? Basket selling girl, she is a very important character and moreover, she is a very beautiful girl. She has a wonderful skin, shiny black hair and attracting eyes. So the word attracting eyes is very important. Why? Because whenever we observe others or whenever we want to know about others, we look at them. So our eyes play very vital role in observing others. So here the narrator, he fell in love because that basket selling girl has a wonderful eyes. Next one, description of the Deoli station. The title itself says that the night train at Deoli. The night train at Deoli. It means that the train stops at one place, that is Deoli station. The night train. Why the writer or the author use the word night time? Night means it is not pure night time. It is dawn time. Means very dark. Okay. Before we get sunrise, we have one type of dark atmosphere. Okay, that is dawn. So description of the Deoli station. What is this Deoli station and what's its role in this short story? Deoli is a small station about 30 miles from Dehra. It is the starting of heavy jungle. It means the night train stops at Deoli station before it enters the thick jungle. The train reaches Deoli at 5 in the morning. It means that early morning. So the night train reaches at Deoli in the early morning. So just imagine that atmosphere. The station has only one platform, an office for the station master, and a waiting room. It means that the station is not a big one. It is a very very simple, small station. Next one, there no one get in and get off the train. It means that no passenger get in and no passenger get off the train, even though the train stops at Deoli for certain time. Next one, if you observe this quotation, actually it is a dialogue uttered by the narrator. I felt the impulse to put her on the train there and then and take her away with me. So this is a dialogue said by the narrator. Why the narrator said this? It means that simply just convert this statement into a question. Why did narrator say this sentence? Why did he say this dialogue? Means a statement. What was the situation? Narrator every year after completion of his examination, means exams, he used to go to Dehradun. So at one stage, means one day after completion of his exams, he travels to Dehra. When he goes to when he travels to Dehra, meanwhile the train stops at Deoli station. In the Deoli station, suddenly he looks at the basket selling girl. When the narrator looks at the basket selling girl, he falls in love with that girl because she is a basket selling girl. That is not a matter. She's just a basket selling girl, but she has a wonderful eyes. Means she is very beautiful. She doesn't have proper clothes. She's barefooted. Means she doesn't have a chappals or boots, anything. Means shoes. She doesn't have anything to wear, even though she is very beautiful. Her eyes very very attractive. She has such wonderful attractive eyes. With that eyes, she attracts anyone. So when that narrator looks at that basket selling girl, he falls in love with that girl, and it means that he loves that girl because she is very beautiful. It's not about her profession; it's about her beauty. She doesn't have anything, means a proper clothes, means a proper shoes, anything, but she is a very beautiful. She has a wonderful eyes, shiny black hair, and she wears a shawl, means she wears a shawl across her shoulder. So by looking at her, means gesture, looking at that girl, the narrator automatically he falls in love. So when these two characters, the narrator and the basket selling girl, look at each other, they knew something. Means they are knowingly looking at each other because the both parties they liked each other. Narrator likes that basket selling girl, and basket selling girl also she likes the narrator. That's why the both characters they communicated only through non-verbal. In their first meet, they didn't talk anything. Actually, the narrator wanted to talk something to that basket selling girl, but it was not success, means it was not a successful meet. Why? Because that is the very first time they met. So in their first meet, they just look at each other and they exchange their thoughts and emotions only non-verbally. Means the both characters, they could understand their feelings only through observing their gestures and postures. So in their first meet, they communicated only in non-verbally. Means a non-verbal communication is an effective one. Here, how the narrator could understand the girl's intention, how this basket selling girl could understand the feelings of the narrator without uttering a sentence, without uttering a dialogue, without means sharing anything. How these two characters understood with each other. That is the main content. That is the main thing. So, in order to understand others' feelings, in order to understand others' emotions, where there we need not to make any verbal communication. Even a non-verbal communication is also sufficient. So this is very clear. In this short story, the first phase is the first meet. So in this first meet, in this first phase, we, the readers, can easily understand an effective communication is only possible by non-verbal. So here, non-verbal communication was very much what we call it was succeeded. Actually, the first meet was very successful. That's why it was succeeded. So when the two characters were separated, when the train left the station, when the night train left the Deoli station, when it is moving away from that platform, the basket selling girl stood on the platform and she was looking at the narrator. Means she doesn't want to miss him, and that's why she maintains that eye contact with that narrator until the train left that station. And the narrator also, he looked at the basket selling girl continuously, means very interestingly, because he too likes that, he too loves that basket selling girl. So this is their first meet. But in their second meet, something was happened. In their second meet, when the narrator reached Dehra, when he spent 2 months of his vacation with his grandmother's house in Dehradun, after that he again made a journey. Means again he started from Dehra to Delhi. Narrator used to study in Delhi. So after spending some vacation, some holidays at his grandmother's house, again he started from Dehra to Delhi. In the second journey also, when the night train, means when the train reached that Deoli station, again the narrator expected that girl. He expected her arrival. Fortunately, this time that basket selling girl was standing on the platform. When the train reached the station, when the train stopped at platform, the basket selling girl found this narrator, and narrator also looked at that basket selling girl. The both characters looked at each other and they waved. Means it is nothing but a friendship. A good level of friendship was developed. A friendship was developed between these two characters. Means in the first meet they were unknown people, but in the second meet they were known. Means in their first meet they communicate something. That's why in the second meet they recognized themselves, and they waved each other and they smiled each other. Means they exchanged their smiles. Again they exchange their greetings through non-verbal. So that is the second meet. In the second meet, the narrator wanted to talk with that girl. He tried. He asked some questions to that girl. In the first meet, he hardly tried to touch her fingers because he had that emotion, because she was very beautiful. He wanted to touch her fingers, but it was not successful. Means it was not succeeded. That's why he didn't touch her hand. Means he didn't touch her fingers. But in the second meet, he doesn't want to waste his time because he has a limited time. If he doesn't speak with that girl in that limited time, the train again starts moving. So he wanted to utilize the time. In the second meet, he wanted to talk something to that girl. In the second meet, the narrator talked to that girl. He said that many things. He said many things. I'm going to Delhi. Will you be here? Again, I will come. Then she said nothing. She just nodded. Here in this short story, that basket selling girl didn't speak any single word. She just communicated her willingness, she just communicated her emotions only through non-verbal. Even when the narrator talked to that girl said nothing. She communicated only non-verbally, means she just nodded her hand, means nodded her head. After that, again the train started moving. Then the narrator caught the train and it left. Next, after that, the next year, in the third journey, again, the narrator he was very curious to know and to see the basket selling girl at the Deoli. So after completion of exams, again he started to Dehradun. This time, when the train reached Deoli, the narrator he was searching for the girl, but there was no girl. In the first two attempts, means in the first two journeys, the both characters were very happy. They both were talked each other, verbally or non-verbally. The both characters they exchange their emotions. But in the third time, in the third journey, in his third journey, that narrator didn't find the girl at the station. So he felt something. He was not happy. He was not at all happy. He was disappointed because there was no such a girl. No girl was there. Means there was no such a sign of her arrival. So he felt very bad and he continued his journey. He reached Dehra and this time he didn't spend much time with his grandmother. After that, again he started from Dehra and he started from Dehra to Delhi. In that journey, in the return journey, when the train reached Deoli station, with half expectation, the narrator again searched for that basket selling girl. This time also, he didn't find out that girl at anywhere in the station. He looked up and down, he searched everywhere in that station, but he couldn't find that girl. He just found some things like a one mango tree, a dusty road, and some other people. He didn't find many. So he was unable to find out. He was unable to decide what he could do. But he didn't break his journey. So this is the story. This dialogue was uttered by the narrator when he looked at that girl second time. So in his second journey, he made this dialogue. He said this dialogue. He said that I felt the impulse to put her on the train and there and then and take her away with me. Because in the first journey, he failed to communicate with her. But in the second journey, he got one type of great emotion, a strong emotion. He felt that he got a great strong emotion. He wanted to take that girl with him. He doesn't want to miss her. He doesn't want to waste the time. He doesn't want to what we call be helpless. So this time he wanted to take her away with him. In that situation, he made this statement. He said this dialogue. I felt the impulse to put her on the train there and then and take her away with me because he doesn't want to miss her. because she is very beautiful. He loves that girl. That's why he wanted to take that girl with him. Next one, ask a question to yourself. After reading this text, after reading this short story, you will understand the content, the main plot. After completing all the all the lines, means at the end completion of that at the end of this short story, after completion of reading, just ask a question to yourself. What is that question? Why didn't the author want to break his journey at Deoli? An inquiry about the girl he saw at the station. The first phase of this question itself says that the narrator didn't meet the basket selling girl. Of a second journey, means from his third journey, he didn't meet that girl. Every time he sees the empty platforms. After that meet, he waited for her, but he couldn't find her. He didn't find her. He didn't fetch her because there was no such sign. So ask a question to yourself after finishing all these lines. Why didn't the author want to break his journey? Why? At Deoli, mainly at Deoli. Because the narrator looked at the girl only at Deoli. Means he found that girl only at Deoli station. So he didn't find the girl again at that Deoli station. And he didn't break his journey. Journey means actually he goes from one place to another place every year. If he wanted to break his journey, he could, but he couldn't break his journey. Why? What's the reason? And why didn't he inquire about the girl whom he loved so much? He, if he wanted to meet that girl, basket selling girl, he could inquire anyone. For example, in that station we have station master, tea stall owner, and some other characters. But when he went to station master, he said very little information about the girl. That information was not sufficient. After that, he met tea stall owner. There, tea stall owner said another dialogue, means another response. He said that how could I know that? She was nothing to me. Then after these dialogues, the narrator, he didn't want to inquire anywhere. If he wants to get her back, he can do any kind of things. He can break his journey. But why didn't he break his journey? Why didn't he search for that girl? Why didn't he inquire about that girl? Why? So after finishing all the lines in this short story, we could get this kind of questions. This is a very important question. What might be the answer? In this short story, we, the readers, need to understand one word, that is infatuation. What is infatuation? The theme of this short story is infatuation. Infatuation means simply attraction. It means that attraction towards something. So sometimes we get some attraction. Means we attract to certain things. It may be a person, it may be a thing, or it may be an object. So in a particular age, mainly, it is quite common to all human beings, irrespective of genders. In a particular age, all teenagers may get this kind of emotional impulse. Impulse means a strong desire, a strong emotion by looking at some beautiful objects and people. It is not about, it is not a perspective from the boy's point of view. It is not from boy's point of view. It is not from gents point of view. It's not from one gender point of view. It applies to all genders. So when we look at certain things, when that object or a person is beautiful, automatically we get, or we evolve, or we generate one type of emotion. Means automatically we like that object, automatically we we want to continue that attraction. So here in this short story, the narrator had this infatuation. He knew that lady, he knew that girl only twice. He met that girl only twice. He doesn't know anything about girl. He doesn't know anything about her family. He doesn't know anything about her likes or dislikes. He doesn't know anything about that girl. He just met her twice. Next one. What is the moral of this short story? What is the moral of this story? What is the moral? Moral means the understanding. What did we understand after finishing this text? See, a text never carries a single meaning because it varies. It means it differs. If I read a text, I could understand in one way. If another one reads the same text, he or she can understand differently. So a text never gives a same meaning to all. So it varies, means it differs. So depending on readers, each reader has his or her perception on the text or a work. So life is a journey, it never stops at anywhere. Simply at never where for anyone. Just I repeat it once again, just carefully listen to it. Life is a journey, it never stops at anywhere for anyone. So anywhere means we never stop our journey for anyone at anywhere, because life continues, whether that person is in our life or not, whether if we are with them or not, we never stop our journey. We always continue our journey. That's why this slide, in this slide, I I have written this line: life is a journey. Life is a journey means a journey never stops, means for anyone. So I certainly believe that life is a journey, no doubt about it. Why? Because many people, they come with us for certain means they may join with us, they may travel with us, and they may take their leave, means they may leave us at one place at one age. In our lives, we would see how life starts and ends. Truth to be told, uh, it means we have to think properly. Many people come into our lives, play their roles, and take exit. As a result, we suffer and get pain and wish to get them back into our lives. We always wish that. Everyone, once again, I'm saying it is not about gender, irrespective of gender. In our life, mainly in our teenage, we used to we used to get attraction, we used to attract certain things. We get attraction and we attract certain things to, means certain people. So some people, they may come in our lives and they play their roles and they exit. As a result, we may suffer, we may get some pain, or we may give some pain to others. But we don't stop our journey. If we try to break our journey for such a person who played a very little role in our lives, our life journey will be broken. Means we need to continue a journey, whether the person with us or not, because life is a journey. We should not stop for anyone. So hope you understood, and be practical, and continue a journey bravely, courageously. Thank you.